So welcome back. The action in Ring B hasn't been away for too long. It will be with us once again in just a few minutes' time. That's me, Andy Clark. I'm guiding you through the action in Ring B. Have been over the course of the last 6 days. Today, day 7 of the competition. My colleague Ronald McIntosh over in Ring A. And if you're joining us for the coverage, then do please click subscribe on the AIBA Boxing YouTube channel. It's been great to see so many people tuning in and catching up with the fights at a later date. Really good for these fighters to get the exposure. And we've got 14 fights coming up in the evening session. All of them quarterfinals, so in every single one, a guaranteed bronze medal will be on offer for the winner. Women's flyweight. And from there we go into women's light welterweight, then middleweight, then into the men's. One fight at flyweight, 2 at lightweight. Radoslav Rozanov against Kieran Osman. That's going to be very interesting. Satsumi's looked very, very good in that division as well. In the welterweights, we've got those 2 quarterfinals, and then up at light heavyweight, Ljesovic against Salgado. That's definitely one to look forward to as well. They all are. There's plenty coming up. You won't be short of action, that's for sure. Men's flyweight is in there too. That was on that middle page. We'll be seeing Pihla KAIVO-OJA of Finland shortly. She's in the second fight of the session. Quarter-final at women's flyweight. So that is our opening fight of the session. Women's flyweight, Gulnar TURAPBAY of Kazakhstan up against Khulan ALTANBYEK of Mongolia.
Ladies and gentlemen, we start about 321. In the ring B, women's 51 kilogram. Please into the red corner from Kazakhstan, Gulnar KAZ.
So this is the first time that we'll see Gulnar TURAPBAY. She got a bye and then a walkover against Hikaru Shinohara of Japan. So it's not ideal, I don't think, not to have had any fights under your belt and going straight into a quarterfinal. You'll certainly be fresh.
And please to the blue corner from Mongolia, Khulan, ALTANBYEK.
But ALTANBYEK has had the one fight. She had a bye and then beat Daria of Ukraine 4-1. Youth and junior national champion. TURAPBAY exactly the same. TURAPBAY Kazakhstan in the red, ALTANBYEK of Mongolia in blue.
And the judges of this bout: Bosnia and Herzegovina, Korea, Jordan, Turkey, and Guatemala, and the referee from Taiwan, LINKOVA.
Those are our judges. Busy day for them too. Quick turnaround between the afternoon and evening session. About 25 minutes we had in the end. Just waiting for the nod from ringside here.
Round one.
So here we go, quarterfinal in the women's flyweight division. TURAPBAY of Kazakhstan, who, as I said, we haven't seen yet because of a bye and then a walkover up against Khulan ALTANBYEK of Mongolia, who we did see against Daria of Ukraine, a fight she won 4 cards to 1. And we've got a pair of southpaws here. Little left on the inside there from ALTANBYEK. For the jab there, TURAPBAY. Coming together on the inside. Falling short with the 1-2 there, ALTANBYEK. There's a decent combination there from TURAPBAY. Neither one of these has really found their range yet. Just pouncing in there with the jab, TURAPBAY. Plenty of movement from her, just keeping ALTANBYEK turning. It's ALTANBYEK who is kind of the more static of these two. Right hand on the inside there from TURAPBAY. Short little left as well. And a good jab. The Kazakh is just settling the quicker here. That head guard's riding up a bit there for ALTANBYEK. Good 1-2 again there from the Kazakh, who's establishing a nice rhythm now. As I said, just turning her opponent, revolving around her, and then just darting in from the outside, keeping it simple. Jab left hand, and it's been enough to win the round. Well, split scoring, 10-9 with 3 of the judges, 10-9 with the other 2. So TURAPBAY with a slight advantage at the end of round 1.
Seconds out, please. Round 2.
So into the second round. This is the flyweight division. First fight of the evening session. TURAPBAY of Kazakhstan in the red. Good strong left hand there. Slight advantage after the opening round, leading on 3 cards. ALTANBYEK getting the nod on the other 2. ALTANBYEK trying to close the gap there and get into range. It's not that easy for her because TURAPBAY's got the advantage in terms of that height and reach, and she has found her range nicely from about midway through that first round she has. And that 1-2 we saw about 10-15 seconds ago was a good example. Stepped in the perfect distance and caught her on the end of the 1-2, and has done it again there, and she can't really do anything from there, ALTANBYEK, because she's not in the fight at that distance. TURAPBAY can reach from that range, ALTANBYEK can't reach her. And again, she's got to try and move ahead as she comes forward, ALTANBYEK. Just moving in behind the jab there, ALTANBYEK. TURAPBAY ended up on the floor, no knockdown. Good jab from the Kazakh, she's in red. ALTANBYEK and Mongolia in blue. Lead right hook there from TURAPBAY landed as well. That's a good right hand from ALTANBYEK off the back foot. She took a step to the right and then threw it, and that's a decent 1-2 as well. That's much more like it. She can't just stand still on the outside there. If she's going to wait for TURAPBAY to come in, then fine. Then that step off to the right-hand side is much more like what she needs to do. She was coming forward there as TURAPBAY just popped off the 1-2. So bell goes to the end of the second round. Have to wait and see how the judges scored that one. My feeling was that that was a TURAPBAY round. Well, split scoring, and that leaves us at 19 apiece on all 5 scorecards. We had one of those in the afternoon session. You don't see it that often, but it's absolutely perfect. Could not be more in the balance.
Seconds out, please. Third round.
So third and final round, ALTANBYEK comes out throwing there. And this is all up for grabs. 5 level scorecards going into the start of the round, both just landing on the inside there. ALTANBYEK aggressive here at the beginning of round 3. And trading up close. She probably got the better of that exchange. Jab landed there from TURAPBAY, but the left hand came back from ALTANBYEK, and that had more snap on it. Good jab there from ALTANBYEK, who's had a good start to the round. First 30 seconds of round 3. Good jab there from TURAPBAY. ALTANBYEK was looking to come forward quickly again there. Just the... Well, they were both at it there. They were both at it there. The referee having a word with TURAPBAY. Left hand there from ALTANBYEK. He seems to have a lot of energy left for this final round. 1-2 though there from TURAPBAY. ALTANBYEK just trying to hook on the move. Sliding off to her right-hand side. Heading into the final minute, then this is a tight round again. ALTANBYEK, of the two, has probably done the slightly better punching, I would say, up until this stage. Leading off with the hook there, TURAPBAY, but didn't quite have enough room for it. Snuck her left hand through. ALTANBYEK just walking forward there, but kept her balance, kept her feet underneath her. She put a lot into the earlier part of the round, ALTANBYEK. And she got enough left here. TURAPBAY, maybe she can put her foot on the gas. 1-2 came in from TURAPBAY, then just crowded herself out a little bit with the follow-up. ALTANBYEK just still continuing to throw. TURAPBAY, I think, needs a good, strong finish here. Terrific effort there from ALTANBYEK, just picking up those feet, working those hands. Good jab there from TURAPBAY, but the left hand kind of half landed for ALTANBYEK, and there goes the bell. It was level, 19 apiece going into that final round. The Mongolian corner feel like they've done enough. I think they're probably right, but again, it's another close round. ALTANBYEK though had the better start to it. She came out nice and quick, and I think landed some good leather there in the first 90 seconds. 2 minutes, maybe just faded a bit in the final minute, but they're pretty confident. They're pretty confident that that Mongolian corner will have to wait and see.
And gentlemen, win by points with unanimous decision. From the blue corner, Khulan, ALTANBYEK, Mongolia.
It's ALTANBYEK who gets it by unanimous decision, so she's got all 5 of those cards in that final round. 2 rounds to 1. Good fight, close fight to kick us off in this afternoon session. It was a good battle between two southpaws. So ALTANBYEK guaranteed a bronze medal. Huge achievement. World Youth Championships.
We have the bout 322 in the ring B, women's 51 kilogram. This into the red corner from Finland, Pihla KAIVO-OJA.
Pihla KAIVO-OJA beat Hannah Nasser of Jordan in the previous round. Youth national champion in Finland, boxed at the 2019 Euros. She's up against a formidable opponent here.
And please to the blue corner from Russia, Valeriia LINKOVA.
LINKOVA, a former European junior champion, European youth silver medalist as well. That was in 2018 and 2019. The reigning Russian youth champion.
And the judges of this bout: Latvia, Bulgaria, Singapore, Poland, and Ireland. And the referee from Kazakhstan, Bakizan Bekpenpet.
That's LINKOVA. Those are your judges. So LINKOVA in the blue on the left-hand side of the picture there, in the red, representing Finland, is KAIVO-OJA. LINKOVA beat Salma Lalali of Morocco in her previous fight. Both of these two got buys in the very first preliminary round.
Round one.
So into the first. KAIVO-OJA, southpaw in the red there for Finland. LINKOVA for Russia in the blue, boxing out of the orthodox stance. Long right hand there for LINKOVA, just shooting that up. Right hand there from LINKOVA. KAIVO-OJA just falling short with the jab. Just in and out with the feet there, LINKOVA. They've not really engaged too much in this opening round so far. KAIVO-OJA's thrown quite a few jabs, but most of them have been short. She hasn't quite got the range. LINKOVA, as you see there, as I said, she'll just start in and out with the feet. just moving out of distance for the jab there. Right hand on the inside there from KAIVO-OJA. That was a scoring shot. Not long to go in the first round. There's not much in this. Not much in this at all. Again, the jab there from KAIVO-OJA doesn't quite make it. LINKOVA turning southpaw right at the end of the round. Every now and again, LINKOVA has closed down the gap, kind of sprung into range and looked to try and work up close, but it hasn't brought any great success just yet. A lot of posturing in that opening round. Left hand landed there right at the end of it by the Finnish fighter in red. A lot of shaping, but not an awful lot actually happened. LINKOVA gets it with 4 of the judges. The middle one there from Singapore goes to KAIVO-OJA. Good long right hand. That landed pretty early on, right at the start of the fight, if I remember correctly. Pretty difficult to pick between them. LINKOVA was maybe, in the first couple of minutes, just looking a little bit more aggressive, a bit more like she was the one wanting to try and dictate, but she didn't really dictate.
Second round.
Good right hand there from LINKOVA. They just exchanged. Not quite up close, but at the closer range than they're standing at here. He's always got those gloves moving, KAIVO-OJA. Wants to try and throw that jab. LINKOVA is always keen to keep that distance. You see her just move those feet fractionally back. Reaches with the right hand there, wasn't within range for it. KAIVO-OJA scores to the body there. She just got caught there, LINKOVA. Stranded a little bit through the right hand, and it didn't make it. She wasn't really able to get a balance back, but KAIVO-OJA couldn't capitalise on it. Into the second minute of round 2. Finnish fighter lands a right hand there over against the ropes on the right hand side. Nice right hand there from LINKOVA. Again, short with the right hand there, LINKOVA. Again, plenty of movement there from KAIVO-OJA, plenty of shaping, but she looks for the jab there, and it's well short, that jab. It's nowhere near landing, really, and then LINKOVA steps in and lands a couple left to the body there from KAIVO-OJA. She's going to have to commit a bit more if she wants to win this fight, because she's dropped 4 of those cards in the first round, and the second round has been very similar to the first. I think those 4 judges in that first round, probably one of the separating factors may well have been the fact that LINKOVA, as I said, just looked like she was the one who wanted to try and make things happen, and that matters in rounds where nothing really lands. And I won't say nothing has landed in this second round, but it's not been that different Left hand there from LINKOVA, looking for the right on the inside. Good right hand there. Third punch of a three-punch combination there from KAIVO-OJA. The first two didn't really get there, the third did. Bit of snap on it. Very similar. Very, very similar scores. 4 judges going 10-9 LINKOVA. Not exactly the same 4. That's why we've got 2 level scores of 19-19, but 3 scores of 20 points to 18 in favour of LINKOVA. So she's very much in control of this now, because KAIVO-OJA doesn't just need to turn those 2 drawn cards to her favour. She also needs to turn around one of those 20-18. So she needs a 10-8. And in the context of what we've seen so far, that doesn't look likely.
Third round.
So Valeriia LINKOVA of Russia, the European junior champion from 2018. She's in command here against Pihla KAIVO-OJA of Finland. Into this third and final round. KAIVO-OJA in the red, LINKOVA in the blue. Good jab from KAIVO-OJA, straight into the middle of the chest. Right hand fell short there from LINKOVA. Just went again with it, but KAIVO-OJA had disappeared. Right hand there from KAIVO-OJA brings a big roar of appreciation from the Finnish coaches away to my right. Corner just urging KAIVO-OJA forward there. They're aware of the situation here. Right hand from LINKOVA. She's got to have a massive finish here, the Finn, if she's going to threaten LINKOVA on the cards. Good shot there from LINKOVA. Just as KAIVO-OJA was opening out, she got caught, and you could see the impact it had. They just took her completely off balance. So there goes the bell at the conclusion of the third round. And we knew heading into that third and final round that LINKOVA had a 2-point lead on 3 of the judges' scorecards, so she's going to have maintained her lead. And we'll be going through to the semi-finals to face ALTANBYEK, because even if KAIVO-OJA has got that round with the judges, there's no way she's won it 10-8, so it's going to be the Russian, the European junior champion, will go through.
in ring B, win by points with split decision. From the blue corner, Valeriia LINKOVA, Russia.
LINKOVA goes through 4 cards to 1 there. So Bulgaria have gone 29-28, 2 rounds to 1 in favour of KAIVO-OJA. The others have gone LINKOVA's way. Split scoring in the final round. So the bottom 2, Machi Jurgut and Sadie Duffy, going 3 rounds to 0 in favour of LINKOVA, which is how my card looked. So she's through, and will be up against ALTANBYEK. And we will now head into the women's light welterweight division as we see some highlights from that contest.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we start about 323 in the ring B. 64 kilogram women's. Please into the red corner from Germany, Jenin.
Jenin Zeynab of Germany, who beat Leah Pukula of Finland 4 cards to 1 in her previous fight, making her way to the ring.
And please to the blue corner from Lithuania, Beatrise ROZENTALE. From Latvia,
Beatrice ROZENTALE, who got past Gurja of India 4 cards to 1, has competed a couple of times in European Youth Championships.
Croatia, Singapore, Russia, Azerbaijan, and Israel. And the referee from Jordan, Yunis Nabel.
That's ROZENTALE of Latvia. So this is a quarter-final at light welterweight, 64 kilo limit. And as has been the case all day, a place in the semi-finals and a guaranteed bronze medal on offer here. So Jenin Zeynab of Germany in the red, ROZENTALE of Latvia in the blue. Right hand counter there from ROZENTALE, left hand on the inside as well as Hek just came in. ROZENTALE looking aggressive here, physically the bigger of the two. Just dips slightly to her left-hand side as she looks to throw that jab and then throw the right hand. ROZENTALE. Nice right there, though, from Hek. Just caught ROZENTALE as she was just looking to open out. A bit untidy as she came forward there, the fighter in blue, and Hek just continuing. She wasn't told to stop. She was eventually, but ROZENTALE was kind of half slumped into the ropes, but that was fair, I think. Looking to bomb with that big right, ROZENTALE. Right hand on the inside there from Heck. She's comfortable in close. She's caught a couple from ROZENTALE, but at that kind of mid-range, that suits her a little bit better, just slightly closer than that. She doesn't want to be right up close because she's actually got quite long arms on her. Jenin, Zeynab, Heck. But ROZENTALE looks to try and launch herself from the outside and really get some power on those punches, particularly that right hand. Off balance there, ROZENTALE, as she came forward. Sort of right foot just come off the canvas. They'll need to take a step back there before the referee allows them to continue. It's the final minute of round one. Right hand there from ROZENTALE. She was off balance as she stepped to the right, but still manages to land it. Right hand there from ROZENTALE. Made solid contact with the forehead. Final 20 seconds of the first round. And ROZENTALE wide open there as she just kind of wanders forward. She does make quite a lot of mistakes technically, but she commits to everything she does, so it's not that easy to take advantage of them at times. And Heck with a counter right hand on the inside there, right at the end of the round. And it's ROZENTALE who gets it with all of the judges there, and I can understand why. She landed some decent shots there, and as I said, she was aggressive. Heck did some decent work on the inside. She just can't get caught on the end of that right hand. She's got to get closer, try and get inside that. And you can see ROZENTALE loading up on it. She dips to her left-hand side when she looks to throw. That was a much better delivered punch there, but generally speaking, she'll just list to her left a bit and then look to throw that right hand in a sort of shallow arc, not quite over the top, but nearly, and that's exactly what she did there. But as I say, knowing it's going to come and being able to do something about it are two different things. There's that right hand from ROZENTALE. And again there, she opens right out with it. It's a decent counter there from Heck, but they're just too far between, too few and far between. A right hand almost immediately came back from ROZENTALE, and then she landed another right hand, and she's just a lot busier than Heck. She's missing with plenty, and she's getting hit herself, but she's getting through with more than enough here, ROZENTALE. Untidy though she may be, and technical errors that she definitely does make, she's an absolute handful, because physically at this weight, she is big for 64 kilos. Again, just throwing that right hand. She's wide open, square, falling forward as she comes in, but just keeps throwing. Good right hand there from ROZENTALE. She was nicely balanced as she threw that one. It's a real mixed bag from her. Sometimes she throws a really good right hand. Other times she just throws it from wherever she seems to end up. Good left hand there from Ek. That was well timed. But in the middle of all of that, ROZENTALE also managed to do her own work. That's the bell from the other ring, which could be somewhat distracting. And then ours goes just a few seconds later. ROZENTALE gets it with 4 out of the 5 judges, so she's 2 points clear on 4 of the cards, which is a big mountain to climb for Jenin, Zeynab, Hek. It doesn't really look doable, given what we've seen in the opening 2 rounds. And ROZENTALE, reaching for that right hand, just gets it there somehow. I've said over the last few days that what you really want to see from a fighter is when they throw a punch and it's not going to get there, they should have their balance and just bring it back and go again. ROZENTALE is one of those fighters who doesn't do that. When she throws a right hand, when she throws anything, she wants to land, and she'll chase it in there to try and make sure it does. But it's working out well enough for her here. She completely commits to everything that she does, and that means that you have to find an answer. She is off balance sometimes when she comes forward. Quite a lot of the time when she comes forward, she was there. But she's a big presence. And Hek really hasn't managed to get off the punching line often enough. You've got to keep her moving and keep her turning and try and catch her on the way in, on the way past. Shorter right hand that time from ROZENTALE. Did have her feet underneath her, then launches that right hand again, comes forward and gets hold of Hek and leans in. Well, the referee had said stop there, so that was a little bit naughty, but it didn't hurt Hek. Hek steps in, looking to let her hands go. She probably did her best work of the fight in the opening round, Hek. She got into that kind of mid-range on the inside and managed to catch ROZENTALE a few times. It wasn't enough to win the round, but since then it's been difficult for her. Into the final minute. Big right hand again there from ROZENTALE. He just feints a little bit, stutters with that front foot, feet planted wide, always looking for that big right hand. Again, just stamping with that front foot and just throws that right hand over the top. Decent jab there from ROZENTALE. We haven't seen too much of that. It's been almost all right hand. But she's going to win this fight. And she's going to win it fairly comfortably. Hek just stepping in there to exactly the kind of range she needs to be in. But it's too late. It's too late. ROZENTALE is going to go through.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this bout, win by points with unanimous decision. From the blue corner, Beatrise ROZENTALE, Latvia.
So ROZENTALE goes through. She's into the semi-finals and guaranteed a bronze medal. And she gets it 3-0 on 4 of the cards and 2-1 on the other. And she's absolutely delighted. And so she should be. Took that final round 10-9 with all 5 of our judges at ringside.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have the bout number 324 in ring B, 64 kilogram women's. Please, into the red corner from Armenia, Elida KOCHARYAN.
So another quarter-final here. This is Elida KOCHARYAN of Armenia, who won by unanimous decision against Lithuania.
And to the blue corner from Uzbekistan, Mokhinabonu ABDULLAEVA.
ABDULLAEVA of Uzbekistan, elite national champion of Uzbekistan, as well as youth champion.
And the judges of this bout, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Taiwan, Poland, Korea, Guatemala, and the referee from Bulgaria is Maria Kavakieva.
KOCHARYAN as well, a bronze medalist at the 2020 European Youths. ABDULLAEVA beat Raye of France by split decision in her one and only fight so far. 16 boxers entered at light welter, so the perfect number for the draw.
Round 1.
So into the first here. In the red, we've got KOCHARYAN of Armenia. In the blue, ABDULLAEVA of Uzbekistan. Bit of a smile on the face there of ABDULLAEVA as KOCHARYAN just let go with a big left hand there. ABDULLAEVA's got good basics. Strong physically at 64 kilos. She doesn't look to do anything particularly flash. Lead left hand to the body there. Both of these two orthodox. Looking for the long right hand. KOCHARYAN didn't quite get there. Same thing for ABDULLAEVA. I think slightly frustrated with herself. Good jab there from KOCHARYAN. Both of these two just trying to find their range early on. Head guard seems to be a slight problem for ABDULLAEVA. She's adjusted it a number of times now, maybe not quite tight enough. Looking for the jab again, just jabbing to the chest, jabbing to the head. KOCHARYAN stands really quite upright, doesn't move all that much. She's just settled, balanced. Both of them just bobbing their lead hands forward there. They're not reaching with those. They know they're not. The right hand gets there, though, from ABDULLAEVA. And then she looks for the 1-2 and just backs off midway through round one. It's just beginning to warm up a bit after a fairly cagey opening. Lead left hand to the body there from ABDULLAEVA. Right to the body from the Uzbek. Jab to the body again, and KOCHARYAN has been headhunting for the most part so far. There's a bit of a problem with the head guard there for ABDULLAEVA. She's adjusted it a few times, and that's not ideal for her at all. KOCHARYAN just getting in nice and close by the ropes there. She was in range there, ABDULLAEVA, looked to pull back for the right hand. Fell short with it and then got caught by a left. Nice left there from KOCHARYAN, who's had a decent finish to the round here. So good body work from ABDULLAEVA. But KOCHARYAN has got a good composure about her, doesn't get flustered, doesn't get panicked. Just goes about her business. Ten lines across the board there for ABDULLAEVA. And I can see that. KOCHARYAN's definitely in this, though. I think the Armenian corner, and this is a complete guess, but just from the tone of the advice they're giving her, I think they're just trying to just convince her a little bit that she needs to be a bit more confident. That ABDULLAEVA is not some kind of wrecking machine, despite being senior elite champion with Uzbekistan. Good jab there from ABDULLAEVA. I think they're just trying to tell her that she's got the tools to get something done here, maybe. It's a tough ask after going down in the first round, but there were glimpses, there were moments in that opening round. I think ABDULLAEVA is the stronger fighter of these two, but I think she does need to just believe in herself a little bit more here, KOCHARYAN. Short with the right hand there, ABDULLAEVA, but kind of wandered in after it and landed a left. Good jab there from KOCHARYAN. Again with the head guard for ABDULLAEVA. Right hand from KOCHARYAN. Just punching down with that. Left hand from ABDULLAEVA, then a short straight right. Good jab there from ABDULLAEVA. Nice left hand as KOCHARYAN came forward as well. Caught her with that one as she was on her way in. exchanging a bit closer in. It was Abdullaeva who had the better of it into the final 30 seconds of the round. Good right to the body there from KOCHARYAN. Good strong right hand from Abdullaeva, just backed up to the ropes. KOCHARYAN just takes a big, deep goal purveyor there. She's tried to work as hard as possible in this second round. Slightly open, little bit weary looking. Catches a right hand at the end of the round. It was a good competitive round, that one, but I'd imagine that will go again in Abdullaeva's favour. Well, only with two of the judges, 10-9s with Taipei, Korea and Guatemala, so that's interesting. 2-point lead on two of the cards there for Abdullaeva. The other three level, so she needs to hang on to those two cards that she's already got, which you would imagine she will. You can't see a 10-8 for KOCHARYAN in this round, and needs to convert one of those drawn cards into a win, and she's through. KOCHARYAN needs all three of those 19-19s to go her way. As I said at the end of the first round, KOCHARYAN was definitely still in this. I didn't think she did quite enough in that round myself, but for three of the judges, she did. Good jab from KOCHARYAN to start things off. A nice couple of left hands on the inside. Abdullaeva, remember, the senior elite champion in Uzbekistan at 64 kilos, so this would be a big, big scalp for KOCHARYAN if she can get this done. Bronze medalist at the 2020 European Youths, KOCHARYAN. So at international level, she's been further, been in deeper. And Abdullaeva just on the back foot a bit here. There was a decent jab there from KOCHARYAN. Right hand there from Abdullaeva. Looks to try and stoop in and throw the jab. KOCHARYAN just cramping herself for room for that right hand. She's still shooting that through nicely, still snapping it out. And of the two really at the minute, in terms of the energy levels, I think KOCHARYAN might just have a slight advantage there. She can just keep working hard. Abdullaeva's still got a little bit of movement, still throwing. Good left hand there from Abdullaeva, and looks to follow it up with a right. KOCHARYAN just backing off, leaning into the rope slightly, heading into the final minute here. This final round is close. Good jab there from KOCHARYAN. I think Abdullaeva might have just landed hers at the same time. So heading into the final 30 seconds. Right hand from KOCHARYAN, I think, caught Abdullaeva as she was opening out to throw hers. Good jab there from KOCHARYAN. That was a decent shot. And a nice left hand as well. A good finish from either one of these two could be critical here. Remember, Abdullaeva leading 2 points ahead with two of the judges, so those two cards will be hers, because there's no way KOCHARYAN has won this last round 10-8. The other three were level. Good jab there from Abdullaeva. So Abdullaeva needs to convert one of those drawn cards into a win, and she's through. KOCHARYAN needs all three of them, and it's not impossible, because that was a close round, but a couple of solid shots landed at the end there by Abdullaeva. I just think it's unlikely that KOCHARYAN's going to get all three that she needs there. Right hand followed by a left. But it was a good fight. I think she just lacked a little bit of self-confidence in that opening round, KOCHARYAN. Either that, or she just stood off and had a bit too long a look.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this bout, in the ring B, win on point with unanimous decision from the blue corner, Mokhinabonu ABDULLAEVA, Uzbekistan.
Well, ABDULLAEVA gets it. And it's unanimous in the end, so 3 rounds to 0 with 2 judges and 2 rounds to 1. So all 3 of those drawn cards went her way in the final round, and I make that an accurate assessment. So through she goes, where she will face Beatrise ROZENTALE, who we saw win her fight. And from here we will march straight on into the women's middleweight division.
And now we start about 325 in the ring B, women's middleweight division. Please into the red corner from Russia, Margarita ZUEVA.
Margarita ZUEVA of Russia, silver medalist in the European Youths in 2020. And a silver medalist in the juniors in 2018.
And please to the blue corner from India, Sanamacha Chanu THOKCHOM.
Sanamacha THOKCHOM of India brings some serious credentials with her as well, though. 2019 Asian youth champion. Both of these two have got youth titles, junior titles at national level.
And the judges of this bout, Guatemala, Latvia, Kazakhstan, Ireland, and Singapore, and the referee from Bosnia and Herzegovina, Mistina Polet.
And this should be a good fight. Nine fighters in the women's middleweight division, so all 4 that we're going to see here in the quarterfinals. This is their first fight of the World Youth Championships. That European Youth silver medal she won, ZUEVA, she lost in the final to Daria, who we'll see in the next quarterfinal, up against Chiara SARAIELLO of Italy.
Good, Sanamacha. Good. Ladies and
gentlemen, now it's time for bout number 312. Round 1.
So into the first we go. ZUEVA of Russia in the red, THOKCHOM of India in the blue. And 2 orthodox fighters here, looking aggressive early on here, THOKCHOM. ZUEVA has got the height on her by a considerable margin. She is a tall fighter at middleweight. Right hand, though, does get through there from THOKCHOM. Just about reaches with the second right there. She throws it over the top. She's going to need to land it on the head of ZUEVA. THOKCHOM with the right hand there. That gets through too, and she's just catching ZUEVA standing a bit square, a bit tall at times. Goes for the right hand there, ZUEVA, but THOKCHOM came straight back with her right. Right hand just rocks back the head there of ZUEVA, and she's got to try and step off that punching line, really, because she's just throwing that right hand, that backhand, THOKCHOM, again and again and again and again. Confident that she'll land it. She landed it again there, and ZUEVA looks a little bit a little bit unsteady, and there it goes. She's just rocking the head back with that right hand, THOKCHOM, again and again. Stepping in, just throwing it over the top, reaching forward a bit sometimes, but she's not necessarily wrong to do that because, in general, ZUEVA will pull back in a straight line. She can't miss with it at the minute. She really can't. ZUEVA needs to try and keep her more occupied with the jab. Right hand again. She's just bobbing out that lead hand. She's not putting anything on it, really. There's nothing here from ZUEVA to discourage THOKCHOM from just stepping in and throwing the right hand. There's just no reason for her not to do it. No threat here from ZUEVA. None. And she's won this round by a mile here. THOKCHOM, short right hand on the inside there, and again just looks to club with it. There goes that right hand. The referee, I think, was close there to jumping in with a standing count. She just made a move towards the fighters, didn't quite do it in the end. Right followed by a left there from THOKCHOM, and the corner have got to get a hold of ZUEVA here, the Russian corner, and give her some advice that's going to help her stay out of the way of that right hand. She's just got to step off to her right hand side rather than just pull back in straight lines all the time, and that would certainly help. I don't know how many right hands she was hit with in that opening round, but it was a lot. And 10-8s, 3 10-8s on the scores there, and that's fair enough, because that was dominant. She's bringing the weight back sometimes there, so some of those aren't really landing with all that much force, but they are landing. That was a nice punch on the inside, that shorter right hand. So into the second round. Big round for THOKCHOM, that opening round, the Asian youth champion. Got to get that jab going, ZUEVA. That's better at the start of the round. But soon enough, here comes that overhand right from THOKCHOM. And she doesn't need to change anything. That's better with the lead hand there from ZUEVA. There's a right hand there. You just see the head snap back. 30 seconds it took to arrive, but it did arrive. Standing count. I think she's seen enough of those rights, Tina Paletta. Again, that right hand lands and shorter this time, and the referee has waved this off, and I can't blame her because that right hand was just landing far too regularly, and that final one that landed where she stepped in and delivered it a little bit shorter, I think that hurt her a bit, because when the fight was stopped and she was just making her way back to the corner, which was only a couple of yards away, she didn't look absolutely steady, and THOKCHOM just started throwing the right hand at the very beginning of the fight, over the top, punching up with it, started landing it, and really just never stopped.
In the ring being win by RSC in the second round. From the blue corner, Sanamacha, Chanu, THOKCHOM, India.
So another bronze medal in the bag there for India, at the very least in this women's middleweight division.
सबको विश करते हैं चलो गुड वेरी गुड
And she did absolutely what she needed to do. It's just quite a strange fight to watch because she's been deep into major competitions, ZUEVA. Silver medalist at the European Youths. But she just never managed to get out of the way of that right hand.
Ladies and gentlemen, we start the bout number 326 in the ring field. Women's middleweight division, please into the red corner. From Poland, Daria PARADA.
Home fighter, a European Youth and European Junior champion, Daria PARADA.
And please to the blue corner from Italy, Chiara SARAIELLO.
Chiara SARAIELLO of Italy, 2020 Italian women's youth champ. It's a big ask for her. But in a sense, has got nothing to lose here. There won't be any pressure on her. Parada's the home fighter, the Polish fighter.
This bout, Azerbaijan, Israel, Korea, Croatia, and Jordan. And the referee from Russia, Sergei Khulan.
Azerbaijan, Israel, Korea, Croatia, Jordan. That's where our judges are from. About 3-2-6. Getting through them these first 7 days.
Round one.
So into the first round here, Parada of Poland in the red, SARAIELLO, Italy in the blue. Parada, the European Youth Champion, has won the European Junior title as well. SARAIELLO, Italian Youth Champ at 75 kilos. Decent looking 1-2 there from Parada. Counter right hand there from Parada. Landed right to the body. Left to the head. SARAIELLO is just getting caught as she closes the distance down. Combination there from Parada got through too. Right hand from Parada. And the jab too. Well organised. Good balance. Took her feet back out there as the right hand came in from SARAIELLO. Doesn't look to wind up much with those punches. They don't travel too far, but they're accurate. Again, there lands 2 or 3, circling away to her left-hand side. Jab to the body from SARAIELLO. Nice 1-2 from Parada. Right hand came back there from SARAIELLO. Looks to try and find the jab herself. Good jab there from Parada, right to the body. SARAIELLO's just holding it together here. She's trying to see if she can get into range herself and land something. Physically, they're quite similar in terms of height, in terms of stature, but the problem that SARAIELLO's got really is that Parada's got faster hands. And it's just beating her to the punch. Nice 1-2 there from Parada. Good example. Right hand comes back there from the pole, and this is a polished display from her so far. Again, just a good 1-2. Just good basics, good fundamentals from Daria Parada, who's won that opening round by distance. And you can see why she's won what she's won. Ten nines for Parada across the board. Couldn't be anything else.
Daria, czy wszystko widzimy? Lewą rękę na opuszczoną, wpadać lewym prostym, wymuszy atak. Jeśli zejdzie, zmieni ciosów i ona znamina, Ukraina to jest raz, jakaś tam na akcję, typu raz, dwa, odskok, raz, dwa, sierp, odskok, raz, dwa. To co na workach robimy. Czyli jedna, druga, trzecia akcja. Jeśli będzie lecieć, to dobrze gra.
Seconds out, please.
Chiara, accorcia la distanza e quando tocchi con la mano avanti subito, non ti fermare, non fare passi dietro, Chiara.
Round 2.
SARAIELLO at the start of the round, just trying to close the distance down a little bit quicker there. If she's hesitant in any way, then she just gets beaten to the punch by Parada. She's trying to quicken up her hands here, SARAIELLO, just make everything she does a bit sharper. You can see that there's a conscious effort. Parada flicking up the jab from the waist. Nice right hand there from SARAIELLO. Parada was just backing up to the rope. She was holding out her lead hand to see if she could measure her right, and as she was doing it, SARAIELLO just clipped her on the chin. Which is better from the Italian. Just waiting a bit too long in that opening round to get those punches off. Good right hand there from Parada, backed up to the ropes. Good movement there from Parada, just pivoting around that front foot. Making SARAIELLO turn as she was trying to back her up to the corner. Right hand there from SARAIELLO. This has been a much more even round. Right hand from the Italian again there. She's having a good little spell here. Needs to try and build on it. Jab to the body, then right hand upstairs. Jab from Parada. She's dropped that first round, SARAIELLO. She needs to finish this one strong. She's in with a shout here of taking this second round. Jab to the body from SARAIELLO. Bit of swagger about that jab there from the Italian. I think her confidence has definitely increased. 1-2 there, though, from Parada. Right to the body from Parada. And a neat left hand too, and maybe she's just taking this away from SARAIELLO in the closing stages. That's possible. Counter right hand there from Parada. SARAIELLO just a little bit laboured with her right.
Devi entrare i colpi. Non la devi guardare, la prendi con 3 ti fermi. Non la devi guardare.
Well, Parada gets it 10-9 on all of the cards there, so she's 2 rounds out in front. That was a much closer round, that second round, I thought, than the first round. And SARAIELLO had a good spell in the middle there, but towards the end, Parada got some good work done herself, which just took it away from the Italian.
Seconds out, please. Third round.
So third and final round, nice left hand there from Daria Parada. She's in the red, boxing for Poland, former European youth and junior champion. Just slung that left in as she was moving off to her left. SARAIELLO is trying to set her feet in front of Parada and hammer in on the ropes. She knows that she needs something big here, the Italian, in the final round. Found herself comfortably second best in the opening round. Made a much better fist of things in the second round, but still couldn't win it. So she's 2 points down with all 5 judges, and that is an almighty mountain to climb against the European youth champion. Good combination there from Parada. 3 punches thrown, 3 landed. Good jab, nice snappy jab there. Right hand's landing for Parada. Right hand to the body off the ropes there from Parada. SARAIELLO trying to find that right midway through round 3. Parada in control of this round as well. Right hand there from Parada as SARAIELLO was just looking to try and close in. Nice jab there from the Italian. Stepped into that one into the final 30 seconds. And SARAIELLO, I think, will have learned plenty from this. She's not had too much international experience that I'm aware of, and Parada has, of course, had plenty. Stepped into the 1-2 there nicely. Parada, you could just see the head shudder a bit of SARAIELLO as those 2 shots landed. And that concludes the quarter-final in the women's middleweight division.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is bout in ring B. Win on points with the unanimous decision from the red corner, Daria Parada, Poland.
So Parada gets through. She would have been one of the hot favourites going into the Youth World Championships. European Youth Champion boxing on home soil. I think a lot is expected of her, and she delivered there with a comfortable win. She goes through to her semi-final against Sanamacha THOKCHOM of India.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we start the bout. 327 in the rings B, men's 62 kilograms. Please, into the red corner. From Azerbaijan, Ali ZAMANOV.
So into the men's flyweight division, quarterfinals here. Ali ZAMANOV of Azerbaijan, a former European champion. Beat Garboin of Armenia, Ionium of Thailand so far, both by split decision.
And please to the blue corner from Russia, Evgeny Zorov.
Zorov, another former European champion. He got past Miluski of Belarus and Banath of Hungary in his two fights, both by unanimous decision.
And the judges of this bout: Singapore, Bulgaria, Latvia, Taiwan, Kazakhstan, and the referee from Croatia, Naim Rahman.
So there are our judges. It's the men's flyweight division, 52 kilos. 28 fighters entered in this weight division. That's Zorov of Russia. ZAMANOV of Azerbaijan is over in the red corner. Naim Rahman of Croatia in charge, encouraging the two of them to just touch gloves. So Zorov.
Round one.
Orthodox fighter, ZAMANOV southpaw. ZAMANOV holding that lead hand low, just tries to flick the jab up from the waist. Zorov looking for the body. Coming in quick there, Zorov, but didn't land on anything. And his weight was too far forward, so he just went springing into the ropes. He's a good mover, ZAMANOV. We've seen that in his fights so far. Scores to the body there with the left hand. Again, just dipping in and out with those feet. Pot shots with the straight left. That was caught on the gloves, that combination. From ZAMANOV. Good jab. Just hit Zorov as he was trying to wind up with his own right hand. He's made a good start here, ZAMANOV. He's settled nice and quick. Zorov just creeping forward there. He's looking for big single shots at the minute. Tries to put a 1-2 together there, but just before that, he looked for a big right hand as he stepped off to his right. Of the two, ZAMANOV's just a bit busier, a bit more movement. Flicks up that jab, caught on the gloves there by Zorov. Again, he just looks for a big right hander. The front feet clashing there. There's not really very much they can do about that. Orthodox against southpaw. Haven't seen that much of that, actually, over the last week. We've had a lot of southpaws. Left hand there from ZAMANOV. And looks for the body into the final minute of round one. Just feeling with that jab there, Zorov, and again just looking for the right hand. I think he's been a bit one-dimensional in this round so far, whereas ZAMANOV hasn't. Good right hand there, though, from Zorov. That's what he's been looking for, and he's landed one. Didn't quite make it with the right hand there, Zorov, leading off with the left. Good upper body movement there from him as he got ZAMANOV back onto the ropes and then pinned him with the left hand. Combination thrown on the inside there by ZAMANOV. He definitely had the better of the first half of that round. It timed up in the second half as Zorov just started to land a little bit more regularly with that right hand. He was really just looking for single shots there, the Russian, and as I described it, he was looking a bit one-dimensional at times in terms of his approach, but he's got it with three of the judges there. 10-9 in favour of Zorov, a couple of 10-9s in favour of ZAMANOV. Zorov did land with the more solid punches out of the two. Maybe a bit more volume from ZAMANOV.
Seconds out, please. Round 2.
So into the second, just a little bit lazy with the left hand there, ZAMANOV possibly. Didn't bring it back all that quick, and Zorov was looking to counter with the right hand. Left hand to the body there from Zorov. Dipped to his left through the right hand over the top. ZAMANOV is pivoting around that front foot, works away to his right hand side. Zorov finds himself up close and goes to the body. Give the body again there, Zorov. I think he just managed to block that with the forearm. Left hand from ZAMANOV, but then he just stood there and admired it, and the right hand came back from Zorov. He's always looking for that counter right hand, Zorov, every single time. The left hand to the body there from ZAMANOV, and Zorov almost pulled the trigger with it. And again there, just thrown a little bit wider that time. He is pretty right hand happy, you would have to say that. Short left to the body there though. Goes with a right to the body as well. Decent combination to the body there again from Zorov. Into the final minute of round 2. That was a good body shot from ZAMANOV. And go to the head with the right and the left. That right hand is cocked and ready to go at all times, isn't it? You look at his stance there, and the left just kind of pokes out as a rangefinder most of the time. Every now and again he'll look to throw that to the body, Zorov. Just looking to cut the ring off on ZAMANOV. He throws his left, Zorov comes back with his right. Neither of them got there. Again, not too much in this round. Close round.
Все время сам поддавливать и сам, понял, Женя?
All the judges going for Zorov in round 2, so he's got a clear lead now. 2 points ahead with 3 of those judges. The other 2 cards level. He looks better when he works his way in for that right hand, Zorov, as he did in that first replay we saw there. Just shaped to the left, through the jab, wasn't really looking to land it, and then through the solid straight right. As I said, he is reliant on that right hand, but you can see why, because he does get quite a lot of success with it.
Third round.
It's the third and final round. Ali Zamanov of Azerbaijan is in the red. Evgeny Zorov of Russia is in the blue, and Zorov has got the upper hand here. He's in the ascendancy. 2 rounds up on 3 of our 5 judges' cards. So Zamanov needs something pretty remarkable here to turn this around. He needs to win this round 10-8. With at least one of the judges left to the body there from Zorov. Good footwork there from Zorov. Just falling short with the left hand there. Didn't fall short with that one though. Zamanov stepped across as he got Zorov back in the corner and really launched it. And he's trying to get to work here. Left to the body from Zamanov. Right hand comes back from Zorov. But he may as well trade here and take a few risks, Zamanov, because he's losing this fight otherwise. Zorov just pops off a nice combination. Banging to the body there, the Russian. Led off with the right hand that time. It was the left hand off the back of it that found the target. Zamanov just trying to pile that southpaw backhand through the guard. Nice right hand there from Zorov. Right hand counter. He's thrown that so many times, and his completion percentage with it is pretty good, actually. Left hand from Zamanov just caught Zorov high on the forehead. Just banging with that right hand. He blocked both of those, Zamanov. But Zorov was really digging his toes in, looking to put some power on them. So at the end of that 3 rounds, we are going to see Evgeny Zorov advance to the semi-finals, guarantee himself a bronze medal and keep himself in the hunt for better. Because we know what the scores were heading into that 3rd and final session. He had a 2-point lead with 3 of the judges. And even if all of the judges have given Zamanov that final round, it won't be enough to turn this around, because it'll be 10-9. So even if that is the case, I'm not necessarily sure it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this bout, in the ring B, win by points with unanimous decision from the blue corner, Evgeny Zorov, Russia.
So Zorov goes through. As I say, he's got at the very least a bronze medal. Four scores of 29 to 28 and 1 score of 30 to 27. Split scoring in that 3rd and final round. So our second quarter-final in Ring B at flyweight will be between Sukhbat ENKHZORIGT of Mongolia and Juan Pantoja Moreno of Spain, the last Spanish fighter remaining in the competition.
Group 300. 28 in the Ring B, men's 52 kg. Please into the red corner from Mongolia, Sukhbat ENKHZORIGT.
Two wins for the Mongolians so far against Italy and India.
And please to the blue corner from España, Juan Pantoja Moreno.
Moreno with the win against Seyzad Seymaz of Turkey in his one fight so far.
And the judges of this bout, Poland, Guatemala, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Jordan, and Turkey. And the referee from Kazakhstan, Bakizan Bekbenbatov.
So the winner of this will go through to the semi-finals to meet Evgeny Zhorov of Russia, who we've just seen win his quarter-final against Ali ZAMANOV. ENKHZORIGT of Mongolia in the red, southpaw, Moreno of Spain in the blue, shaping up in the orthodox stance, and ENKHZORIGT immediately looks to try and throw left hand down the middle, and the referee straight away getting in there and talking about the clashing of the front feet. They do that, the referees. And I understand it's something that fighters want to try and avoid, but there's just not really anything they can do about it. When you step in to try and punch, you're not looking where your opponent's foot is. Right to the body there from Moreno, came in from a long way out. ENKHZORIGT looks full of intent. Gloves carried low. For the most part, just pulls them up there. Just feeling with that jab, looking to try and line up the left hand if he can. Pantoja Moreno comes in from quite a long way out to attempt the right hand, but he's just being manoeuvred back into the corner there. ENKHZORIGT, bit by bit, with that front foot pressure, will get to a point where he will then pull the trigger. Stiff left hand straight down the pipe there from ENKHZORIGT. It was kind of half blocked by Moreno. He's kind of dictating terms with his feet here, ENKHZORIGT. As I said, just inching in, front foot pressure. Moreno will always feel like ENKHZORIGT's right on top of him. Even if he's not really throwing, because he looks like he's going to, there's that kind of imminent threat from him all the time. And that's how he's just manoeuvring him from corner to corner to corner, really. But you've got to make sure you throw scoring punches as well, right to the body there from Pantoja Moreno, and there's been a fair amount of, as I say, posturing, effective posturing from ENKHZORIGT in this opening round. A good straight left hand there a few seconds ago as well. He could maybe have just let his hands go slightly more than he has, left to the body from ENKHZORIGT. second left hand there got through. Spaniard just looking to fight his way out of the corner there. Good left hand on the inside there from ENKHZORIGT. Antonio Moreno, though, liked that first round by the look of it. He did definitely get some work done. ENKHZORIGT looked like the boss. I've used that phrase before. He definitely did, because he's got that front foot pressure and he's got that latent, imminent threat about him, but he didn't actually throw as much as he might have done. It's enough to win him the round, though, with 4 judges. 10-9s there. Moreno with 1 in his favour.
Seconds out, please. Round 2.
So it's the second round. ENKHZORIGT or Mongolia in the red. Moreno, Spain in the blue. Good jab there from ENKHZORIGT. Right hand to the body there from Moreno. Just trying to throw long off the ropes there. Left to the body from ENKHZORIGT, but then got caught by a jab there from Moreno. Again, he steps in looking to throw that long sweeping right hand. Just really interesting to watch how ENKHZORIGT just manages to push Moreno around the ring, back into corners or onto the ropes without really doing anything. As I said there, it's just that front foot pressure. He looks like he's about to throw at any second, and he's right on the borderline of range. And Moreno will get pushed back into a position he doesn't really want to be in. He'll realise that he doesn't really want to be there, and he'll generally step out like he did there, throwing long punches to try and just fight his way out of a corner. I do think the Mongolian could maybe throw a bit more. He's very sparing with what he does throw. Left hand from ENKHZORIGT. Did get through, I think. It's just the odd jab, the odd backhand. Left hand to the body there. Pretty much, at least 50%, I would say, of what he does throw is landing. That's a very, very high percentage. That's just a guess off the top of my head from what I'm watching here. That's what it seems like anyway, because as I say, he is quite sparing. Right hand there from Moreno. But again, he's just manoeuvred him back to the corner there. Left to the body. One in favour of ENKHZORIGT again there, so that means we've got him ahead by 2 points on 3 of the cards and the other 2 levels, so that's a commanding lead. It's going to take a titanic final round here from Moreno to turn that around. he does get through here, ENKHZORIGT, it'll be interesting to see that fight against Zorov, because he's going to have to throw more against
Second round,
Zorov.
please.
He's going to have to, because Zorov will take that right hand whenever he feels like it's half on offer.
Third round.
So third and final round. Sukhbat ENKHZORIGT of Mongolia is in control of this. 2 points up on 3 cards against Juan Pantoja Moreno of Spain in the blue. Good left hand there from ENKHZORIGT. He's just completely controlled the distance here, ENKHZORIGT, and if you control the distance, you control the fight. Boxing is all about distance, really. Jab there from ENKHZORIGT and sent the left hand through. Moreno trying to lead off with his left. Because the distance the fight is at, that will determine what kind of fight it is. And if you decide what kind of fight it is, then you're in business, because you're going to choose one that suits you. Right hand to the body there from Moreno. One that plays to your strengths, of course. Left into the body there from ENKHZORIGT. Counting down towards the final round. Little uppercut, and then pivoted around the front foot. Just looking to put his punches together a little bit more there. Maybe we'll see some flourishes from him in this final minute. It's an economical style too. He doesn't really waste anything in terms of unnecessary movement. He chooses to stay, as I've said, on the borderline of range. Will work around his opponent for the most part. Will take his feet back out when he feels he needs to. Just leaning in with the head there, just offering the head to Moreno, seeing if he'll go for it. Good counter left hand there from ENKHZORIGT as Moreno came forward. It's been good to watch this. I've enjoyed it. It's technically, this has been a very good display from ENKHZORIGT. It might not have been the most explosive, but the way he's just manoeuvred his opponent around the ring and made him do really exactly what he wanted him to do, and then just picked him off with those single shots, the odd combination, is impressive.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the bout, number 328 in the ring, we win by points with unanimous decision from the red corner, Sukhbat ENKHZORIGT, Mongolia.
Through he goes, the Mongolian into the semi-finals, where he'll face Evgeny Zhurov, and he's got it by unanimous decision, so he's taken that final round with all 5 of the judges there. And we will be seeing him again. He's got a bronze medal at the very least.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the bout number 329 in the ring being 60 kg males. Please into the red corner from Bulgaria, Rozentalе.
Rozentalе, European Youth Champion, wins against Maxims Golubovskis and Salvador Flores-Luque. Looked good so far. Pushed hard by Flores-Luque, winning that one by split decision.
And please to the blue corner from Turkey, Karim Osman.
Karim Osman has really hit some form. Beat Tengiz Katoyan of Russia, European Youth silver medalist, and then Askat Kultaev of Kyrgyzstan. And he's looked really good in both fights. On paper, he would definitely be the underdog here, but his form is, as I say, right where it needs to be.
Latvia, Russia, Korea, Israel, and Taiwan, and the referee from Jordan, Yunis Nabel.
He's looked really composed, Osman. In that first fight against Katoyan, who Rozentalе beat in his final to win his European Youth title, Osman just looked full of belief right from the start of the fight. Rozentalve is in the red, and Osman of Turkey in the blue. Flying through these fights today, 28 in total in Ring A and in Ring B, just a 20-odd minute break in between sessions. Absolute feast of boxing. The Hala Legionov over the last few days, and many of you have been following it on the AIBA Boxing YouTube channel as you are now, and if you could just click subscribe, that would be handy.
Round one.
So into the first round, Rozentalve, European Youth Champion, southpaw in the red, boxing for Bulgaria. Karim Osman, Turkey, in the blue. Upset the odds to dispatch Tengiz Katoyan of Russia in the opening round, then beat Askat Kultaev. No knockdown. Rozentalve, a tricky opponent, boxes out of that kind of crouch. Always keeping that head on the move. Not exaggerated movement, but just enough. Neat 1-2 there from Rozentalve. Both of them coming forward at exactly the same time there, meeting in the middle. Wide right hand there from Osman, and the referee allowed him to box on, and that was a snappy little combination there from Rozentalve that got through. He's got very quick hands. Osman will not be able to match him for hand speed on the inside. It's the final minute of round one. It's been quite scrappy this so far. There's been quite a lot of that. And just coming together in the centre. A little bit of holding, a little bit of hanging on. Plenty of intent with those shots there, but Nothing really got through clean. That's a nice long left hand there from Rozanov. Very easy to see for the judges as well, which in a round where not that much has happened is what you want. Little left on the inside there from Rozanov. The referee giving them plenty of time to try and work their way out from the clinch. Bell goes at the end of the round. Rozanov with the edge there, I think, in the effective clean punching. And he gets it across the board, 10-9, so good start for him. And Osman now behind the 8 ball a bit.
Seconds out, please.
That was a good right hand from Osman there, just thrown off the back foot as Rozanov was closing in. You've got to try and maintain your composure when you're boxing somebody like Rozanov, because when he moves in quick. Right hand to the body there was a good shot from Osman. Left hand from Rozanov. Osman looking to be more aggressive at the start of the round with that wide right hand. He's looking to try and fight fire with fire a bit more here, and I think this is probably the right thing to do. If he stands off Rozanov too much, then it's not going to work out for him, because, as I say, those quick attacks, those quick raiding missions for Rozanov, it's very difficult to match him for hand speed and quite hard to catch him on the way in. Osman may as well just take it to him here and see what happens. Doesn't want to be too gung-ho, of course. At this level, you can't just go wading in, but jab his way in, look and try and set up some attacks. Well, the referee eventually getting involved there and just breaking the two of them up. Just feinting with the left hand there, Rozanov. Osman looking to try and get on the jab and follow in with the right hand. Rozanov, physically a very, very awkward fighter to come up against, because he's full of that kind of fast twitch. He's fit, he's strong, and he closes down that distance when he springs at you so rapidly that it is very, very hard to counter him. A lot of the time you end up clashing on the inside. Off balance there, Osman, as he threw that right hand. It didn't land and took him away to his left-hand side. Good short right hand on the inside there, and Osman just... I don't know, the legs just maybe went just a tiny bit there, but he looks solid as he walks back to the blue corner. Some split scores there, but it's a scenario that we've had a few times actually over the last few fights. We've got one fighter 2 points ahead on 3 of the scorecards and the other 2 scorecards level, so this requires a massive final round from Kerem Osman. He can't just win it, he's got to win it big. And then hope that a decision that would go to judges' opinion would go his way. So he's got a lot to do.
Out, please. Third round.
Third and final round, Radoslav Rozanov of Bulgaria, he's in the red, the European youth champion, up against Kerem Osman of Turkey, who's had a very good tournament, knocking out Tengiz Katoyan of Russia. European youth silver medalist in his opening bout, what was a big upset. And then outpointing Askat Kultayev, another good fighter from Kyrgyzstan. So a lot to be proud of here for him if he does go out here. That was a lightning fast left hand, straight left hand there from Rozanov. And Osman didn't see it coming and was moving forward, walked straight onto it. Left hand on the inside there from Osman, looking for a big right cross there. Right hand there from the Turk as well. A good few seconds there for him. Landing 2 or 3 good solid punches. He's having a bit of joy here, Osman, in the middle minute of round 3. He's found a more effective way of putting Rozanov under some pressure, whose work rate has maybe just dipped a little bit. Just moving in behind the jab there and trying to throw the right hand and then just marching across the ring to try and cut that ring off on him. The game is up here for Osman, really, because unless he can do some serious damage in this final minute, then even if he does win this round, it'll only be 10-9 and he needs 10-8. Missing with the left hand there, Rozanov. Just looked a little bit weary with that one. As I say, I think the pace has got to him a touch. It's been boxed at a lively tempo, this. So Rozanov, with the way he fights, it is a tiring way to fight. I talked about that kind of fast twitch movement. There's plenty of use of the legs. There's plenty of upper body movement, lateral movement. That takes it out of you. But he's done enough here. Rozanov raises those 2 red gloves, and with good reason, he'll be making his way through to the semi-finals. A bronze medal guaranteed for the European youth champion. And as I was saying, he did have some joy in that final round, Osman. He's a good fighter. He's had a really good competition.
Ladies and gentlemen, a win by points with unanimous decision. From the red corner, Radoslav Rozanov, Bulgar.
Well, he's disappointed there, Osman, but a nod of the head. I think he knows that he didn't quite manage to get the measure of Rozanov, who is a difficult puzzle to solve in a 3-round fight. If they come up against each other again, then I think he'll be a little bit the wiser and may fancy his chances a bit more. But Rozanov, who was one of the favourites when this competition started due to the fact that he is a continental champion, he goes through to the semi-finals, one step closer to converting that continental title into a world title, which is what everybody has come here to do. So next up at 60 kilos, Reito Tsutsumi and Cuban Javier Herrera Montero. Tsutsumi shown some very good form in this competition so far. Came in highly rated, 2019 Asian Youth Champ. Referee stopped it in the second in his opening fight against Daniele Salerno of Italy. Then a shutout against Jalal Gurbanov of Azerbaijan. Herrera Montero with 2 wins for him against Mongolia by split decision. Ganurdin Ganbata, and also another split against Akash Ramashgorka of India.
And now we start the bout 330 in the ring being 60 kilograms. And please to the red corner from Japan, Reito Tsutsumi.
And Tsutsumi's looked very good so far, as I mentioned. Particularly, I thought against Gurbanov, who's a slick, skillful operator. Tsutsumi,
and his opponent,
as I say, has got a reputation for a reason.
To the blue corner from Cuba, Javier Herrera Montero.
And all Cubans come with a reputation, just by very virtue of having that vest on. Everybody will expect you to be able to fight. And that is the case with him. I would make him second favourite in this one, but we will see. Quite sure what the coach is doing there. I don't know, some kind of free fight ritual maybe.
Poland, Ireland, Azerbaijan, and Croatia. And the referee from Latvia, Leonid Anevich.
So these two called to the centre. Tsutsumi of Japan in the red, Herrera Montero of Cuba in the blue. Long, loose kind of a fighter, Herrera Montero there. Look at those arms. He's got such a reach on him. Tsutsumi, compact.
Round 1.
Both southpaws. He's got to try and make that reach count, Herrera Montero. Tsutsumi is good at getting his way onto the inside. Closing that gap and using that jab. Jab to the body there from Herrera Montero. Tsutsumi just jumping into range. That's good from the Cuban. Tsutsumi was moving forward. He hit him with a strong jab, left hand. He's got to get some meat on that jab. Tsutsumi just trying to come over the top slightly with the left hand, scored with it. Slightly hesitant there, Herrera Montero. Tsutsumi moved in, but the Cuban was coming forward too, so no room for his Japanese opponent to really do anything. You can see the range on that jab, but you can see equally there how quickly Tsutsumi moves in and explodes into that own lead hand himself. Just trying to distract there, Herrera Montero. Nice bit of work to the body there. Good jab from Herrera Montero. He's got to bring that jab hand back quick and bring his weight back quick if it comes forward. And just there, he got beaten to the punch by Tsutsumi. Good left hand, really solid left hand there from Tsutsumi. That's the best punch of the round so far by distance. Nice combination on the inside and then rolls away to his left. He's just beginning to get the upper hand here, Tsutsumi, towards the end of the round. Montero just trying to finish the round strongly here. Bit of wrestling over on the far side. There goes the bell. That's the first 3 minutes over. Split scoring. Sadie Duffy from Ireland going for Herrera Montero. The other 4 judges going for Tsutsumi. Looked like his round to me. Just leaping into that jab. That was a lovely left hand, straight left hand. He mostly throws straight punches. Once he steps into distance, throws those short, sharp, straight punches that take no time at all to get to the target.
Round 2.
There's that jab, snappy jab. Just hits Herrera Montero as he's coming forward. It's like walking into a wall. Stopped dead in his tracks. Montero with the single jab there, then as he throws a second, kind of cramps himself for room, moving in behind it. Doesn't leave room for the left hand. Referee just talking to him about keeping the head up. Minute into round 2. Jab left hand. He left the room for the left hand that time. Tsutsumi trying to work on the inside. Every time he does anything, the Japanese coaches to my right hand side start oohing and ahhing, which the judges will not pay any attention to whatsoever. Right hand there from Herrera Montero. Tsutsumi just short with an uppercut. Nice exchange on the inside there from those two. referee having a word with him again, Herrera Montero, about holding, and he needs to be careful because some of the officials are quite quick to take a point if they've given a couple of warnings. If they've had the conversation, then they don't mess around into the final minute of round 2. It's been a bit scrappy at times. The better work has come from Satsumi, I would say. Again, the more eye-catching punches, good combination on the inside there again from him. He's worked hard here, Herrera Montero, but he just manages to find space, Satsumi, and I think a point is going to go here, and it is. That's just what I was talking about, holding, and the referee has taken a point off him, and that's all he needs, Herrera Montero, because I think he was losing that round anyway. So he could well find himself 3 points behind on the majority of the cards going into the final round. When they're up close, Satsumi is very, very good at just finding a little bit of room. Herrera Montero, like some tall fighters, does like it on the inside because he can get great purchase with those longer levers, but he needs that little bit more space. And as suspected, Satsumi gets it, so he's 3 points clear with 4 judges there, so this is over really. Herrera Montero is going to need to knock him out.
Seconds out, please.
So into the third and final round. Satsumi of Japan in the red there. Lovely counter right hand to kick things off with. Herrera Montero of Cuba in the blue. And it's Satsumi who's got a commanding lead. 3 points with 4 of the judges, thanks to winning those opening 2 rounds and the point deduction that Herrera Montero inflicted on himself, he would have to say, in that previous round for holding. And this is another good display from Satsumi. He has impressed. Coming here as the Asian youth champion. Younger brother of an AIBA World Youth Champion, Hayato Satsumi. The considered opinion seems to be that the man we're watching here will go on to be better than his brother. That's a lovely combination, and he looked slightly unsteady there for a second. Herrera Montero, who, to be fair to him, is digging in and looking to fight fire with fire on the inside here. I wouldn't have been that surprised to have seen a standing count there. Jabs from Satsumi. He's working hard, Herrera Montero, putting absolutely everything in this. He's still trying to win. Clubbing right hand there from Satsumi, right to the body. Herrera Montero catches the left hand there. He's leaving himself quite open here. He looks absolutely dog-tired, the Cuban, as well, into the final minute. Uppercut was nice from Satsumi. Right hand to the body, then went up the centre. Right hand to the head, really just kind of brought the gloves up, then down to the body, then the uppercut. It's clever stuff. He's very, very good at picking the gaps. Just leaning in there, he's kind of made for the uppercut a bit there, Herrera Montero. I'd quite like to just see him get through to the end of this now without taking anything really big, because there's a chance in this last 30 seconds that he could get absolutely walloped. That's a big uppercut on the inside, and another one there again from Satsumi. And down goes Herrera Montero. No knockdown, says the referee, but he is absolutely dead on his feet. He's taken a lot in this final round. A lot. I've been very surprised that the referee hasn't given any standing counts, and if he'd given a standing count, then he could maybe have stopped this, because he's getting an absolute beating here, Herrera Montero. He really is. Tsutsumi just holding those feet and teeing off, and the Cuban just totters back to his corner. Well, I salute him for his resilience there, Herrera Montero, and for his just inexhaustible will to try and win that fight, because he stayed in the pocket because he wanted to try and land his own punches right up until the very end there. But as I said, he was taking a beating from Tsutsumi in the last 30, 40 seconds of that round. He really was.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring B, win by points with unanimous decision. From the red corner, Rieto Tsutsumi, Japan.
Tsutsumi goes through, and he'll be up against Radoslav Rozanov in the semi-final. He really is a good fighter, this kid. There's plenty in this tournament, but he's right up there with the best that I've seen. Just knows his business, knows his style, knows exactly how to make it work for him. Just all round a very good fighter.
Ladies and gentlemen, we scored about 331 in the ring B. Please to the red corner from Iran, Farhad Moradi Azgar.
So into the welterweights now. In the red corner here, Farhad Moradi Atashgar of Iran, who we saw beat Ruslan Salis and then Jandos Ashkar yesterday by unanimous decision. So it's a schedule these boys have got at the moment.
Double corner from Russia, Chiara Ashalayev.
And Ashaliev of Russia, I thought he was great against Luis Enrique Nascimento of Brazil. A good come forward fight to Nascimento, and Ashaliev just dealt with him in such slick fashion.
And the judges of this bout, Turkey, Israel, Kazakhstan, Singapore and Guatemala. And the referee from Korea, Kim Jong-in.
So these two called to the centre. Atashgar of Iran in the red. Southpaw fighter Ashaliev, Russia in the blue. European Youth silver medalist. Ashaliev. Just very comfortable under pressure yesterday. Ashaliev against Nascimento, who is a good fighter. I described him as a front foot fighter, come forward fighter, and he is that, the Brazilian. He's a pressure fighter, but an intelligent one. He doesn't just blunder in. He uses his head, he moves that upper body. And Ashaliev just dealt with him very, very well. Looking to lead off with the left hand there, Atashgar. With the right hand, rather. Good right-hand counter there from Ashalaev. Was just inching forward, was daring Atashkar really to throw something, crowding him, getting on top of him with that front foot. Good work on the inside there, though, from Atashkar. Made a slight mistake there, Atashkar, as he came forward. But just got the glove up, moved onto the shoulder, looking for the right hand there, Ashalaev. Very quick hands on the inside of Atashkar. Creeping in there, Ashalaev, always creeping in. As I said, that's that kind of front foot pressure that I described. You're not throwing bundles of punches. You're just stepping into the space. And Atashkar being backed up to the ropes will feel like he has to do something. Single right hand there from Ashalaev. Good left hand to the body from Atashkar. Again there, Ashalaev just manoeuvring him back to the corner, and Atashkar just springing back out, looking to fight his way out of it. Interesting opening round. Again, not all that much landed. There was plenty thrown, particularly from Atashkar. He's got very quick hands on the inside. As I say, when he looks to get off those ropes, he lets them go rapidly. 2 10-9s for Ashalaev and 3 for Atashkar. I can see that. I can see that. Atashkar was more proactive in terms of the amount he threw, but you could argue that Ashalaev kind of controlled that first round by manoeuvring his man around the ring. Could probably have done with throwing a bit more. What he did throw was pretty effective, but he was maybe just a little bit too sparing. Second round, he'll need to up that a bit. The combination on the inside there, though, was good.
Round 2.
The referee just having a quick word with Atashkar about holding there. I think the reason that happens basically is because when he launches an attack, he goes straight into that space, and if his opponent doesn't give the ground, then they just end up right on top of each other. And it looks like he's initiated it. There was a good left hand to the body there from Atashkar. As I said, in my opinion, in this second round, Ashalaev, although he may have a strong case to say that he still did enough in the first, I think has just got to throw a bit more. He's got to up that tempo just slightly. What he was throwing, most of it was landing. Right hand to the body was a good punch, set him completely off balance there, Atashkar. Right into the body again there from Ashalaev. A minute into round 2. And he's just making it obvious to the referee there, Ashalaev, that he's not the one holding on there. And Atashkar's got to be careful here, because you look at that left arm, it's wrapped round the neck there of Ashalaev, and the referee just gestures to him again. If he's not careful, he's going to lose a point. Ashalaev with a right hand on the inside. Looks for the left upstairs. And he is putting it on Atashkar more in this second round. Left to the body, though, there from the Iranian. And again, he's holding there, Atashkar. He's trying to claim that he's not, but he's the one with the bent elbows there, pinning the arms. And again here. He's walking a tightrope there, Atashkar. He's going to lose a point here, I think, at some point. Right hand there from Ashalaev. And Ashalaev, again, I think he's one of these fighters who digs a bit harder than maybe he looks like he does, because these punches that are landed, they're taking the steam out of Atashgar here. You can tell that from how he's looking in this second round. I think you can anyway. Short with the right hand that time, Ashalaev. Left to the body there from Atashgar. There goes the point. It was coming. It was coming. And a point off in a 3-round fight, particularly at quarter-final level in the World Championships, that most of the time is going to be fatal. We saw Jorge Fellerman of Cuba have a point taken in his fight earlier on and still managed to go on and win against Gorbatov, which was a pretty phenomenal effort. And Atashgar, well, this has gone badly for him this second round. It's gone badly for him. Ashalaev, as I suggested, he needed to just up the tempo a little bit there, turn up the temperature. I think he's won that round, and there's the point deduction as well. And he's got it with 4 out of the 5 judges, so a 3-point margin with 2 of them, a 1-point margin with 2 of them. So the way those scores have fallen, this is not over. This is not over. But it's much more of an uphill task for Atashgar than it is for Ashalaev. Watching him these last few days, Ashalaev, what's impressive is he does have that first round. He does take that first round sometimes to have a little bit of a look, and you come away from it thinking that he could probably have done a bit more than he did. But then in the second round, as I just described it, he turns the heat up. And then in the third round, he just looks to turn it up a little bit more. Atashgar with a straight left hand to kick things off with. You just look how relaxed Ashalaev is in all situations. Right hand on the inside there. He's not exactly breathing heavily, is he? Left to the body there from Atashgar. It was solid, but didn't get any reaction from Ashalaev. He goes to the body himself with the right and then with the left. Lead right hand from Ashalaev. Finds the target, then he just pushes off Atashgar, and he just needs to be careful himself. He's not been warned about much in this fight. The last thing he needs to do is lose a point here. Left to the body there from Atashgar, who's really digging in here because he's feeling this. He's been feeling this since midway through the second round. As I said, I think that the punching power of Ashalaev is deceptive. He's running out of gas here, Atashgar, but he's just doing everything he can, and he's putting up a pretty decent effort in this final round. But I suspect that Ashalaev might just start to take over. Right hand to the body there, and Atashgar he's wilting. He's wilting here. The referee just having a word with him about turning there, about turning his back, and he can barely. I think he can barely hear him really. He's that exhausted. Into the final 30 seconds. Good left hand, though, there from Atashgar. He's actually done pretty well in this round, despite the fact that he's looked out on his feet for the last minute and a half. Ashalaev's not really managed to land all that much. Bell goes at the end, and the corner there, celebrating pretty wildly, the Iranian corner. They were 3 points down on 2 cards going into that final round. Kind of a strange final round in a way, because as I said, he looked like he was completely gone in terms of energy there at Ashgar, but he did manage to land some decent punches, and Ashalayev didn't get through with as much as you thought he might.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this bout, win by points with split decision. From the blue corner, Chiara Ashalayev, Russia.
Ashalayev gets it. Split decision. 4 cards to 1. There's the warning. And those 2 cards where he had a 3-point advantage, he won the final round with them, so that turned it into a 4-point advantage. And Yasser Sinar goes for Atashkar. Overall, 2 rounds to 1. And 2 3-0s and 2 1s there in favour of Ashalayev, who really is a good fighter. European Youth silver medalist. Wins over Kazakhstan, Brazil, and now Iran. He's through to the semis. He's guaranteed a bronze, and he will get the winner of our next fight, which is Cem Kaya of Turkey up against Alakon Abdullaev of Uzbekistan.
32 in the ring B. And please, to the red corner, from Turkey, Cem Kaya.
Beat Dikanu of Romania in the first round. Had 3 scores of 28-28 go his way on judges' opinion at the end. And then a more comfortable route through against Piero Prieto
And his opponent,
of Ecuador.
please, to the blue corner, from Uzbekistan, Alkon Abdullaev.
Abdullaev had a real tussle with Zuhair Karawi of Morocco. Went through on a split, and then in the last round, by unanimous decision against Mateusz Urban of Poland.
And the judges of this bout, Bulgaria, Poland, Russia, Singapore, and Taiwan. And the referee from Latvia, Leonid Hanic.
He's got some senior experience as well, Abdullaev, which could hold him in good stead here. Kaya has been impressive in his couple of fights so far.
Round 1.
Got 2 southpaws here again. Kaya of Turkey, he's in the red. Abdullaev of Uzbekistan in the blue. Jab to the body, and then takes it up to the head there, Abdullaev. Done that a couple of times now, Abdullaev. Gone with the jab to the body and then just looked to rip it up to the head straight away. Bit cramped for the left hand there, Abdullaev. Again, the jab to the body, looked for the left hand that time. Another jab to the torso there of Kaya. Those are scoring punches. Head's quite close there. Little up jab there from Abdullaev. Long left hand, I think, scored from KAYA. There's that jab to the body. He's looked for that frequently so far. Just leads off with kind of uppercut there, Abdullaev. It's always a very dangerous punch to throw, but if you don't land it, then you're kind of stuck. That was a nice rapid 1-2. Good right hand from Abdullaev. Good fight to watch this. They're exchanging well on the inside, but it's Abdullaev who's just coming off the better of the two. There was a solid 1-2 again in there. They both look to try and fight the same way. The problem that KAYA's got is that Abdullaev seems to have quicker hands. Where they just kind of dip in and out with the feet, just keep that lead hand moving. They're mirroring each other at times. Just short with the 1-2 there, KAYA. Jab to the body again there from Abdullaev. That's been his go-to every now and again. Final few seconds of round one. They've never been too far away from each other, these two. They've just been circling, pivoting around those front feet, hardly taking the feet back out at all, and a touch of gloves between the two. It's Abdullaev of Uzbekistan in the blue corner there, who has done the more effective work of the two in that opening 3 minutes, I would say. And he gets it 10-9 with all of our judges at ringside.
Hands out, please. Round two.
KAYA looking aggressive at the start of the round there, trying to get on top of Abdullaev. When you've dropped the first round, and he'll know he has, or at least the coaches will definitely know he has, you've got to come out and try and win the second. Obviously, it puts you in a hole in a 3-round fight. There's that jab to the body again from Abdullaev. He never neglects that. Good left-hand counter there, though, from KAYA. When he throws that 1-2, Abdullaev, he just leans slightly to his right-hand side, throws that right foot quite wide. Landed the left hand perfectly there. Got great distance on that, Abdullaev. Hooking off the jab there, the Uzbek. He's in blue. Cem TUR of Turkey in red. Gum shields come out. we head into the final minute of round 2. KAYA has noticeably upped his tempo in the second round because he knows he's got to go out and get this. The cleaner punches, though, have still come from ABDULLAEVA, at least so far. He's working very hard, the Turkish fighter here. Good left hand off the back foot there from ABDULLAEVA. I think the left might just have sneaked through from KAYA at the same time, though. Leading off with the right hook there, ABDULLAEVA didn't land it, and I think both of them just feeling the pace of this round a bit towards the end. Happy just to hold on for a few seconds there and nick a bit of a breather. Good strong left hand there from ABDULLAEVA, through it, and then just took the weight straight back. So into the second, one more to go in this quarter-final at welterweight. We've seen Ashaliyev of Russia go through against Atashgar of Iran. Another good performance from the Russian. So who is going to be up against him? Will it be ABDULLAEVA in the blue corner? Well, it looks most likely that it will be, because he's 2 points clear on 4 cards going into round 3. And with our judge at the bottom there, it's level. And we know how hard it is to turn this kind of situation around. You've got to alter the momentum of the fight, and in such a major way, score 10-8s.
Seconds out, please. Third round.
So into the final round. Cemkar of Turkey in the red. Alakon ABDULLAEVA of Uzbekistan in the blue. He's 2 points clear on 4 cards. Leading off with the uppercut there, the right uppercut, ABDULLAEVA. And then the jab to the body. Didn't see too much of that in the last round. It was very much in evidence in the opening 3 minutes. Jab to the body again there. Reaching the midway point of the round. And there's the 1-2 from ABDULLAEVA. Keeps that weight right between the 2 feet, ABDULLAEVA. KAYA's weight just comes a little bit further forward. ABDULLAEVA, for that reason, is able to just pull back a little bit and stay out of range more effectively than KAYA can. You see that left hand, that jab left hand reaches for ABDULLAEVA, and then he's able to pull back off it just as he did there. Nice left hand off the ropes there from ABDULLAEVA. 1-2 came in from KAYA. He's pushing this, pressing it right up until the very end here. But he's just been outdone. So it'll be Abdullaev of Russia up against Abdullaev in this semi-final, and that will be interesting to watch, very interesting to watch. And they both just swapped punches right on the bell there. And it was a good fight to watch. Long left hand getting through there from KAYA. In many ways, their styles are fairly similar. That was kind of the difference there. Abdullaev was able to make KAYA fall short and pick him off. KAYA wasn't able to do it the other way around.
The winner of this bout by unanimous decision from the blue corner, Abdullaev, Uzbekistan.
So through he goes to the semi-finals, and like everybody else who makes it through to the semis, he's guaranteed a bronze medal, but more importantly, he also gets the opportunity to go right to the gold medal bout, all the way through to the end of the competition.
Ladies and gentlemen, about 333 in the ring B, light heavyweight division men's, please into the red corner. From Montenegro, Petar Ljasevic.
So Ljasevic, the European youth champion.
And please to the blue corner, from Cuba, Brian Leon Salgado.
Salgado of Cuba. He took a big scalp against Yarasil Zhapakov of Kazakhstan in his opening fight, then got past Margarita of Moldova. And this is a tasty matchup, this one, it really is.
And the judges of this bout, Jordan, Guatemala, Russia, Kazakhstan, Israel, and the referee from Bulgaria is Maria Kavakia.
Ljasevic with wins against Bakit Tokchasonulu of Kyrgyzstan and Nikita Neistat of Finland, both by unanimous decision. So Ljasevic in the red, representing Montenegro. Salgado boxing for Cuba in the blue. He became his country's first European youth champion, Ljasevic, when he won that for Montenegro in 2020. This being conducted a very close quarter so far, right from the very, very start. Just leaning on. Both of them trying to find a little bit of room if they can. Good jab there from Salgado. He does have a solid jab. Bit of tape trailing from the wrist of the Cuban there. can really plant that lead hand. Good left to the body there. Went up top with a combination on the gloves, and then as a gap appeared, maybe just shoved that left hand, stabbed it in. Salgado just seems like he might be slightly the stronger on the inside here. Lijasevic, though, does well there, manages to turn him onto the ropes, looks for the uppercut. Forced it through, looking for the left uppercut as well. Salgado leaning in. And this is a real battle. Left to the body again there from Salgado. Just forehead to forehead here. They're looking for these minute gaps. Right hand there from Salgado as he just stepped back and found a touch of space for himself. Lijasevic, though, again looking for the uppercut. Salgado punching to the body, and this is real grueling, attritional stuff. You don't see too many international amateur fights like this. You see more these days than you used to. You never used to see a fight like this. There's that left hand again there. They're just taking the fractions, millimeters, centimeters they need really, just to get a bit of leverage in. Lijasevic just sets his feet. Gives himself a little bit of an opportunity to rotate, but just, again, swapping punches on the inside. A couple of uppercuts there from Lijasevic. Salgado just trying to get over the top with that right hand, climbing into a left. And you could throw a blanket over them, and you could have done for the whole round so far into the final minute. Right to the body. Uppercut again there from Lijasevic. They're both finding their gaps. They're both having success here. I don't really know how you pick a winner in this one so far, this round. Uppercut there again from Lijasevic. That's worked well for him. Salgado looked for it there, just tucking up the Cuban, finding his left to the body, then shipping an uppercut again. And then Lijasevic just giving himself a touch of room. Salgado does the same. Big right hands. The uppercut from Lijasevic didn't get through that time. Final few seconds. What a terrific round this has been. Great skill shown by these two. Great skill just to use that fractional movement to try and find those shots. And well, good luck scoring that. I'm not sure where you go with that. Maybe the uppercuts from Lijasevic were slightly more impressive than the lefts to the body from Salgado. Maybe there were a few more of them, but that was some classy stuff. Split scores, and I'm not surprised. 3 for Lijasevic, 2 for Salgado. And it was like that right from the start of the round. Nobody wanted to step off and give any quarter. That was what he looked for, Lijasevic, was that uppercut as often as he could. Salgado mostly was employing that left to the body. That was one of the rare occasions where some daylight appeared between them.
Round 2.
So into the second. Lijasevic in the red, Salgado in the blue. Lijasevic and Montenegro, Salgado of Cuba. He's got that jab, Salgado. So he would be keener, I think, to keep this at distance than Lijasevic would. Lijasevic keen to get onto the inside, just bobbing and weaving there. Salgado with a little half step back, though, and again, finds him to the body, went up to the head. Didn't miss by much with the uppercut there, the Cuban, either. That might have been a bit low. Lijasevic isn't quite able to get in as tight yet as he was in the opening round. A good lead left hand there from Salgado. He needs to keep using that jab. It suits him more. I know close in, he would fancy it too, but the further out it is, the better it is for him. A couple of left hands to the body there, and then a couple of right hands from Salgado to the head as well. But then Lijasevic just looks to try and get to work on the inside himself, and we're back to where we were in the first round. Salgado, though, does take that step off, and I think he's right to. Lijasevic will just keep marauding forward, looking to try and shut down that space again and get onto the shoulder. He's determined to have the fight there. Salgado with the jab. There's a good left hand in there from Lijasevic. Short right hand from Salgado. I think I saw the reaction of the head at least anyway. Seemed to shudder of Lijašević. It's the final minute of round two. Not quite as much on these digs on the inside as there was in the opening round. Left to the body there from Salgado. That's completely understandable. Lijašević looking for the uppercut, but Salgado comes back with the right hand. The uppercuts for Lijašević haven't got through as much as they did in the first round. Nice left hand there from Salgado. Again, Lijašević looks for that right up the centre. Salgado with a right to the body. The uppercut there just about gets through for Lijašević. It's a bit late now to be telling them to keep their heads up. They've been forehead to forehead for the last 5 minutes. And bell goes. Well, this is some fight. This is some fight. Again, scoring-wise. Salgado did some decent work when it was on the outside, but Lijašević is the one who's trying to take it up close, and he's just edged that second, so this is set up nicely. Lijašević with a 2-point margin on one card, but the other 4 are all level. So Lijašević needs 2 out of those 4 to go his way in the final round. Salgado needs 3 of them. We've seen a few of these today. As you do at quarter-final stage, it is all to go for. Salgado is more capable of just keeping this a distance and using that jab, but Lijašević is absolutely determined just to drag him into the trenches.
Third round.
So into the third and final round. Remember, Lijašević with a 2-point lead on one card, the other 4 level. Salgado with a nice combination there. Looking for some body work. Left hand up top there from Lijašević. Just backed up to the ropes there, Salgado. The longer he can keep some daylight between himself and Lijašević, the better it'll be for him. Right hand to the side of the head there for Salgado. He should dig his toes in here, the Cuban, and really put some pop on these shots and try and just keep Lijašević from walking him down and walking in on him, because that's where the Montenegrin wants to be, right here. Right hand from Lijašević. Salgado on the ropes, just trying to counter-punch off the ropes. Referee saying to Lijašević that that was maybe a little bit low. You do get a few low blows when you're right up close like that. A minute gone in round 3. This is such a hard fight. Physically so hard. Not much on those punches there from Salgado, and a left hand on the inside from Salgado, and again there Lijašević looking for that uppercut once more. Just about got through, and they haven't got that much left, these two. You can see that. With 90 seconds remaining, left to the body from Lijašević. Just a case here, I think, really, of who can dig deeper in the conclusion to this fight and put just that little bit more on their punches. Salgado manages to open up a touch of space there. He needs 3 of these 4 even cards to get through. There's no clear winner in this round at the moment. Absolutely not, I don't think. I thought for a second there that the thumb was going to go up from the referee and she was going to take a point. I wasn't sure what I thought it was going to be for, but just from looking at her right hand, I thought that was about to happen. Thankfully not. And again, they just pummel away at each other on the inside. Lijašević trying to find that left hand, does find the right hand. Salgado just trading with his right. Lijašević is dipping low at the waist, rolling away to his right-hand side. 30 seconds. Who could just summon up a bit more energy now and maybe just squeeze a couple of quality punches through. Right hand there from Salgado, goes to the body. And right hand again, Liesevich just opens up a touch of space and looks for his right. 10 seconds. Leaning in again here, Salgado. Liesevich trying to find just that microcosm of space on the ropes. Bell goes at the end of the round, and I'll just remind you of the scenario and embrace between the two, because they shared something there. That was gritty, grueling, quite brutal stuff at times, and Liesevich was 2 points up on one card going into that final round, so he needs 2 of those other 4 that were level going into the third round. Salgado needs 3 out of those 4, and anything is possible here. That was a very close round, as they all have been. On balance, as it was so close, you'd say, by the law of probability, if you like, that it's not that likely Salgado will get 3 out of 4, but I'm grasping at straws there, really. Anything could happen here.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this bout, win by point with split decision. From the red corner,
Liesevich gets it. And it's 3-2. It's 3-2. So those 4 cards that I was talking about, they've been shared 2 apiece. Liesevich had the 2-point lead from the other one going into the final round. And again, we've seen a few of these today. That is as close as it gets. It was a great fight to watch. As I said, the kind of fight that in days gone by you would never have seen in an amateur ring. You would just never have seen it under the computer point scoring system, but with a 10-point must and inside fighting much more encouraged, gave us a great spectacle there. Thoroughly enjoyed that. It's going to take something out of Liesevich, that though, and he's going to have to come back tomorrow for his semi-final against either Dalil Dadiev of Germany or Shokhjikon Abdullaev of Uzbekistan. Those two meet in our final fight of the session. We could have shown you any kind of 30 seconds or minute worth of highlights out of the 9 minutes that we saw, and they would have been exactly identical. Brilliant stuff.
In the ring B, light heavyweight division men's, please into the red corner from Germany, Dalil Dadiev.
Dadiev wins against Moreno of Colombia and Vinit of India so far. Tough fight against Vinit.
And please to the blue corner from Uzbekistan, Shokhjikon Abdullaev.
Shokhjikon Abdullaev of Uzbekistan, Asian youth champion, got a bye and then beat Andrei Masalal, Belarus, by unanimous decision.
And the judges of this bout, Latvia, Taiwan, Turkey, Guatemala, and Kazakhstan, and the referee from Azerbaijan, Mr. Emil Kurbanali.
It's our final fight of the session, our final fight of the day. What a day we've had. This is our 28th fight, our 28th quarter-final. We've had some brilliant contests in Ring B. I'm sure it's been the same over in Ring A. So let's hope for a real good one to finish with. That's Shokhjikon Abdullaev of Uzbekistan, Asian youth champion. And in the red corner, Dalil Dadiev of Germany.
Round 1.
So into the first, Dadiev in red, orthodox, boxing for Germany. ABDULLAEVA of Uzbekistan in the blue, boxing out of the southpaw stance. You can see what a physically imposing kind of figure ABDULLAEVA is. In sensational physical condition. Dadiev just stoops in with a nice long right hand to the body there. Dipped the knees, brought it back nice and quick. Left hand on the inside there from ABDULLAEVA. There's that long right to the body. Landed that a couple of times. Went for the left-hand counter there, ABDULLAEVA, but slipped over Dadiev's shoulder. Right to the body there from Dadiev. Left hand on the inside there from ABDULLAEVA. Looked a fairly sweet shot, but Dadiev's made a pretty good start here, the German. Should have been the underdog in this fight. Just reaching for the right hand there. Didn't land, but didn't lose his balance either, so no harm was done. Long left hand there from ABDULLAEVA. Then the left comes in again and chopping down with that same left hand. He's just beginning to have a bit of joy with that, which is slightly ominous for Dadiev. Again, just bombing over the top with that left. He's a real big light heavyweight, ABDULLAEVA. Just made Dadiev fall slightly short and then let that left hand go. Straight left hand was a peach, that really was. Again, he just made his opponent fall slightly short and then threw it straight down the middle. He had a look for the first minute and a half, and since then he's worked Dadiev over, really. It's a good round for the blue corner. There's that left hand. Plenty of examples of it.
Round 2.
Round 2 in this quarter-final. Dadiev of Germany in the red, ABDULLAEVA of Uzbekistan in the blue. Dadiev just getting onto the inside there, trying to work the body. Got a right hand through as well, to the head. Nice right hand there from Dadiev after a long right to the body. He's had a good first half of this round. Abdullaev just yet to find his groove in this second round. This is interesting. There's just a slightly different look about Abdullaev in this second. The odd blink of an eye, and then he catches the left hand up top there as well. And Dadiev is making some real inroads here, I think. Just inside a minute remaining in round two. Bit of blood coming from the mouth there of the German, but you can see how spurred on he is by the success he's been having. A right hand caught him there, but it didn't seem to bother him overly. Looking for the jab, right to the body. Just 30 seconds remaining in the round. This is his round so far. Nice sneaky right again there from the German fighter. Through the left hand, rolled away to his right, gets up tight, looks for the uppercut. Can't quite land it, but walks Abdullaev back to the ropes. Abdullaev just beginning to blow a bit. As I said, he is a big light heavyweight and he looks tremendous left to the body, but that's a lot of weight to carry around if you're tight at the weight, particularly. Well, bell goes at the end of the round, and interesting. Struggling to get that gum shield out. Bit of blood in the mouth there. Well, 4-10-9s in favour of Dadiev, and that ties it up on 4 of the cards. It was across the board to Abdullaev in that opening round. Guatemala have gone with Abdullaev in that second round, which I just don't see that at all, to be honest. But that gives Abdullaev a 2-point lead with that one judge. The other 4 cards are level, so very familiar scenario. We've had this a lot of times. Dadiev needs 3 of those 4 level cards to win this fight. Abdullaev needs 2. So on the basis of that second round, I would give Dadiev every chance here, because Abdullaev, after a dominant first round, particularly the second half of it, he looks like he's in a bit of trouble here. You see him just blinking that right eye. And I don't think there's much gas left in the tank. Short right hand there from Dadiev was a good shot. Jab lands as well. He's got to stay on him here, Dadiev, work as hard as he possibly can, because I think he's going to look for big single shots here, Abdullaev. He's just got to try and be clever here, the German, make sure he doesn't get caught. And Abdullaev, he's going to dig in. He's got to really dig in and show that he wants this. Good right hand on the inside there from the German, just a little straight right up to the head, and then brought it back nice and quick. Clipped Abdullaev on the chin. Left hand as they pirouetted in the middle of the ring, and he's made a good start here again, Dadiev. Abdullaev's just got to start working harder. Technique might go out of the window somewhat, but he's got to throw a bit more. He's getting caught. Left hand on the top of the head there. Jab to the body from Dadiev. Left to the body. The German again just comes forward, straight right hand, finds the target. This is there for the taking for Dadiev. Abdullaev just puts everything into a left to the body. Left to the body again. Short left hand on the inside there from Abdullaev. Landed a couple of left hands there. That was better from him. Solid left hand from Abdullaev. And maybe he's just beginning to find something towards the conclusion of this fight here, because the way the first 80 seconds at least of this round has gone, I think he needs it. Heading up towards the final minute, and what a finish to the day we've got here. These 2 fights at light heavyweight have been terrific. This one has seesawed. The first round was Abdullaev's by a mile. The second round was Dadiev's. I thought clearly this one, well, there's not much in it heading into the final minute. Strong left hand there from ABDULLAEVA, and then goes to the body, and he seems to have woken up a little bit here. Fencing with a jab there, Dadiev left to the body, and then the two of them get in tight. I don't think there's much left in the tank for either of these two at the moment. 30 seconds, they can nick a bit of a rest here, and then they've just got to go all out here. 30 seconds remaining. Right to the body there from Dadiev. ABDULLAEVA just trying to fake with that lead foot. And the clock is running down, time is running out. If anybody can land anything real solid, his feet just did a funny little dance there, ABDULLAEVA. Looking for that left hand, can't quite land it. And he's out on his feet, the Uzbek, he really is. Dadiev, can he take advantage? But he can still throw that big left, ABDULLAEVA, and I don't think anything's really going to get through in this last 30 seconds. As the referee waves them together again, the bell's about to go any second now. There it goes, and well, Dadiev seems quite confident there, but I don't think there was much in that final round. I definitely think he had the better of it through probably the first half of it, but he did land some good punches, ABDULLAEVA, in the second half. He was having to summon them up from almost nowhere at times, but he did get through with some quality work. So just a reminder of the situation. 2 points ahead on one card going into the final round there, ABDULLAEVA. The other 4 cards were level, so realistically Dadiev's not going to turn around that 2018 to ABDULLAEVA, so he will need 3 of those level cards to go his way. The Uzbek will need 2. We've seen this a few times now.
Ladies and gentlemen, win by points with unanimous decision. From the blue corner, KOCHARYAN,
ABDULLAEVA gets it by unanimous decision. He gets that final round with all 5 of the judges. Dadiev looks disappointed, and I can understand that. I can understand that. It was close, that final round. It was close. It could have gone his way. It could have gone his way, but it didn't. And there's really not much else you can say to him other than that. He'll be inconsolable. But he ran ABDULLAEVA so close there. So close. As I say, he needed 3 out of those 4 cards that were level to go his way in that final round. And he put himself in with a shout there. He definitely did. I wouldn't have been shocked if those cards had gone the other way in that final round, but no real criticism of the officials there. Great fight to finish. We've seen some really good contests throughout the course of the day. 28 fights we've had in Ring B, 28 in Ring A. It has absolutely flown by. And this was a good one to see out the day. So we will be back with the semi-finals tomorrow. I'll just leave you with the closing highlights here of that fight between ABDULLAEVA and Dadiev. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you will rejoin us again tomorrow.
To zobaczenia.